This is Vegeta 8259, and I guess I'm doing the same thing everybody else is doing. This is a response to Robert 184's question of how we got into Gundam. And I guess my story is pretty similar to everyone else's, or most other people's. It started with a Gundam wing on Toonami. Now, pretty much all my life, I've loved robots of some sort. My first love was Transformers. As far back as I can remember, I've always been playing with Transformers. Even when I was a little kid, even when I was growing up, I still had them. And then, like as you see, I did that Megazord review last week, and I was into Power Rangers in the early 90s when they came out. And I was into Beast Wars, even though they weren't machines, they were like animal weird things. Anyway, that's a different story. The point is, I already loved robots, and I already liked watching Toonami on Cartoon Network. So when Gundam Wing came out in March of 2000, I think is when it came out, I started watching it and just instantly fell in love with it. And let's see, Gundam Wing came out in March, and I think that summer, it was probably in June or July, I got my first Gundam model kit, because I saw those awesome, well maybe not awesome, but those cool Gundam model kit commercials that they used to show on during Toonami. And my first model kit was the 1:144 scale Shenlong Gundam. Now this isn't the same one that I got way back then, almost 10 years ago, but this is actually my second one. My first one looked a lot worse than this. But yeah, this was my first Gundam model kit, and just like how I instantly fell in love with Gundam, I instantly fell in love with Gundam model kits when I got this guy. And I did paint it, my first one. In fact, I painted it really badly, which is the reason I don't have it anymore. Now I have this one. This one's not even that great. I just painted it with Gundam markers. But let's see. I got this one and painted it like immediately after I got it. Actually, I bought the paints first and then bought the Gundam model kit. Then I got a Mobile Suit in Action Death Scythe later that summer. And then I got my third kit was a 1:100 scale Wing Gundam, which I really, really liked. It was just heads and tails above these little 1:144 scales. But after that, I was hooked. I mean, it was just constantly, I couldn't wait to get my hands on my next model. And I was painting them a lot faster than I do now, because like I would get a model and then just obsess over it and paint it like within a week and be done with it. Of course, I didn't paint the entire model. Back then, I just did kind of the same thing I did here and just paint the parts that needed to be painted, and just the plastic that was already in the right colors, I just didn't bother painting that. But anyway, yeah. And then when Mobile Suit Gundam and the 8th MS team came out on Toonami, I was just got even more excited about Gundam, because now I knew that the Universal Century existed, but I didn't know anything about it. And now that I was finally able to start watching the Universal Century series from the beginning, from 0079 and the 8th MS team, I just, again, it was like almost like a revival. I couldn't get enough. I just watched more and more Gundam and started buying all these Universal Century kits. And then I think maybe 2 years after I got no, 1 year. 1 year after I got into Gundam, after Gundam Wing, I bought my first Master Grade. It was the Master Grade Alex. And then a year after that, I bought my first Perfect Grade, the RX-78. And now, almost 10 years later, in March it will be 10 years, here I am doing videos on YouTube. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Not really much else to say. It all started with Gundam Wing. That's probably why Gundam Wing is my favorite series. I think that 0083 Stardust Memory is the best series, but just because Gundam Wing was the first one I watched, it kind of has a special place for me. So that's why Gundam Wing is my favorite. So that's about it, I guess, for this video response, and I will see you guys next time.